What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. And the floodgates have opened today for news surrounding college football 25, and we're going to react to it. I'm dropping two videos. One will be reacting to the news dropping about Road to Glory, which is what we're doing now. First, one will be reacting to the news for things dropping from Dynasty. Would love to hear something about Team Builder as well come out today, but I don't necessarily know if that is going there. Definitely will be all eyes on Not the Expert, because I assume if they're going to let someone kind of promote that, it would be him. Unfortunately, I did not get blessed with an international flight to go check out this game. Not salty, per se, more I'm just disappointed I didn't get to play the game. It's such, the hype is for real, but there has been plenty of content creators that were able to go down and check it out. So, by Twitter, by on YouTube, you're going to be able to find more hands-on reflecting. We got to get the channel back up to get those international flights. That is my goal here this season as we pop up. But I want to react to everything here. Road to Glory. We got Robbie Caland. This is on uprocks.com. Great article kind of going through the ins and outs of Road to Glory. That's what we're going to talk about here. There's some big wins. There's some big losses. I don't want to say big losses. We are not going to sugarcoat anything, but generally still hype. There's nothing in this that ruins the hype of playing Road to Glory. I'm not necessarily a known superstar mode champ. I know there's certain people that's what they do every year they get the game. I just haven't had a reason to do it in Madden, because the Madden superstar mode, for a lack of a better word, in my opinion, has been ass. It's not what I look for. It's a linear, cutscene heavy, the same as anyone else that plays it experience. That is not what I want. But back in the day, we used to do C4 running back, because I played running back in high school. C4 running back career modes in college football, and that is absolutely coming back. So we're going to go, stage through stage here and kind of break it down. But this is the big aspect. First, Road to Glory is a 10 to 20 hour story mode. It's not going to be as long as you get in Madden, because you only have a 4-year experience, or redshirt as a freshman, you can go a little bit longer. But, I think the big thing for the starting point, not so much the length, right, is it's not going to be a cutscene heavy mode. So the fact that I hear 10 to 20 hours, it's not going to be the same 10 to 20 hours every single playthrough. It's not going to be the same 10 to 20 hours that I play. Is going to be no different than the 10 to 20 hours that you guys play. And that is something that's already going to differentiate it from the Madden Superstar mode. The two big talking points, I think, coming out of Road to Glory, one is you have limitations to the positions you can choose. There's only 5 positions available: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, middle linebacker, and corner. I, for one, am not surprised. I know there's people out there that might have got their hopes up that you can do whatever. You can do like wacky punter, kicker, fullback, Dynasty, Road to Glories. I think that would be cool. That'd be cool, but that's incredibly niche. And going with just the most popular positions, it makes sense. Now, because I didn't get to go and flow down here, that's what I think. That's why I'm making these videos. I don't really have a whole lot to offer or to add to this discussion, but I have gone to some of these events, and a lot of these events are like feedback events where you can kind of ask questions and try to get answers. And like what I would ask if I was in that scenario is what I'm making in these videos, to have that and open that discussion up here. So the first thing I would ask is, why are we not? You want this to be different than Madden, because clearly, and I cannot think of and agree of any other statement with no factual numbers to back it up. There is no one that plays the Madden Superstar mode. Like, that is a forgotten mode. It is not good. Why do they keep making it, right? So you have a huge opportunity here with the Road to Glory, with this brand new game. It's not like Madden, to really differentiate yourself and make a great Superstar mode. So your cover athlete can play multiple positions in Iron Man. I think there is a missed opportunity here. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because right here, you cannot max out or complete your skill tree, because you pick a skill tree based off of your position, because it's a matter of incurring points and putting them everywhere. But you got to just build up the areas that you pre-select. Your cover athlete's a two-way player. I think this opportunity here to make a Travis Hunter style player, where I could start as a running back, and then let's just say I crush it. Let's just say we win the Heisman Trophy as a freshman, as a sophomore, real early, still got 2 years left. I'm not leaving early to go to the pros. I should then be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to start working on my linebacker skills. I'm going to start working on that pursuit, that zone coverage, that hit power. Hell, I might start working on the quarterback here. What if I want to commit to, one of those military schools and run a little bit of wildcat and be a running back, but also have like 99 throw power and some good accuracy, some great throw on the run. I think with Travis Hunter being clearly like the face of this game, missed opportunity to add some Travis Hunter seasoning to your mode here. And I don't think I guess locking in, it's your first year back. If you're creating this road to glory again from the ground up, maybe it's unreasonable to expect that amount of customization, and we should just be happy that it's going to, apparently, at least from face value here, look like it's going to be a mode that's good, a mode that's different from Madden, and a mode that's actually going to have some legs to it because it can be different. There's going to be an opportunity, especially for me as a content creator, to make something different than what you may see on someone else's channel. That is a win. But I do think a little bit of a missed opportunity with only the 5 positions and not, Iron Man, because you used to be able to do that. You used to be able to do that in old school college football. When you were creating a player, I could be a running back and a middle linebacker. But not a deal breaker. Here is one thing, though, that I would love to hear the reasoning. Why? I think, before we start going in, I think the issue is that these modes, they're trying to make it so you can get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. You can go from point A to point B as streamlined as possible. I don't know if that is to try to cater to a casual experience, but they have removed starting in high school, which I think is an integral part of a college football road to glory. Does it really matter a whole lot at the end of the day and shape where you're going? Not necessarily. It's not necessarily a gigantic foundation builder for the rest of your road to glory, but I feel like it's an integral starting spot. I love being able, because I used to have some Canadian schools in there. That was always kind of cool. You could create your school real quickly. You could dominate. You can go for 400 yards. There's always that little bit of mystique about, like, no matter how hard you crushed it, where am I going to get placed? What is my rating going to be? I got to kill it to get a good rating. I got to kill it to get those big offers. Why was that removed? Now, it still looks like, at the end of the day, you could start here different ways. You can start as a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, and 2-star. So it's kind of still the same results. Like if I knew I was starting a Road to Glory series and I wanted to be cupcake, I wanted to be not great, I wanted to work my way up, you could just throw your high school games, not play very particularly well, and it ended up being a 2-star. Now you could just select it, which, I think it takes a little bit of the fun, but again, I think it just comes back to this mentality when creating these games of just how can we make it as efficient as possible to get from point A to point B. But, hey, you start as a 2-star, you're going to work your way up. You start as a 5-star, you're going to win a positional battle. You pick 14 pitch grades each school has, and you get offers based on your star level and what schools align with you. I think this is important, especially in comparison to what we've been getting in a Madden experience, where it's like, it just feels like there's 5 teams you could go to. Regardless of position, regardless of how well you play, regardless of your combine, it feels like there's a very restrictive amount of teams over the last couple Madden superstar modes that you can end up going to. The fact that this isn't just pick your school you want to go to as well, much like your prospect recruit grade, I think that's a win, and I think that is definitely the direction they should have gone. And lastly, got some more information here. Go check out the article. This is an important takeaway from me. They want to make this mode and the story of this mode not cutscene heavy. They want you to make decisions. There's going to be pros and cons. They're going to weigh your decision on focusing on your academics, spending basically you have like a points budget versus training versus your brand versus like all those different things. I like keeping that balance there versus, again, what we were getting in Madden, where it's just like a linear story mode. We're just kind of playing through the cutscenes. What I would do if I made a Tito Williams career, it would be the exact same as what you would create. We see the exact same cutscenes. I think this is very, very important. It needs to be a unique experience every time you pick it up. Now, eventually, if you do 10 or 15 Road to Glories, there's probably going to be some rollover. There's probably going to be some similarities. But the fact that it's more so on your decisions and not so much going where the game tells you to go, that is a big-time win. So academics, you got to budget your time to studying based on your schedule, and you have the risk of potentially becoming academically ineligible, where you have to spend some tutors, you're going to miss some time, which is, that's important to be able to balance. I remember some of the old games, I feel like you used to have to do tests and stuff like that, like little mental games throughout the week, but this is fine. So the positional battles, very similar to how the old games are. You got to get the trust of your coach as you work your way up, and eventually through positional battles and mini games where you got to win and beat out your teammates to earn the spot. You get big time coaches boost, which gets you for a couple weeks. If you lose, you go back to the line. You got to work your way up, which is it's important. I think that this is definitely an element that wasn't so heavy in the older Road to Glories. Pretty much once you won your starting position, it felt very difficult to lose it. But your computer teammates are always earning coaching trust. So if you start to struggle, they might catch you back up and force you into positional battle. So I do like that, especially if you are playing on a harder difficulty. You have a couple bad fumbles, maybe in a big time game. The fact that you could lose that's definitely an element of challenge I want to see. And you can't just restart your positional battle. So I do like the harshness of that. Usually in these modes, again, it's on the easier side, not as punishing. I think they need to up the difficulty a little bit. So we got training here, which is very much, self-explanatory, working on upgrading your skill tree. The wear and tear system, obviously you got to need to learn a little bit more about that. But this is pretty interesting, as you take different hits to the body. When you get hit in too much, you start to lose attribute points for a certain skill that are tied to those areas. You need to budget your time. So that's from studying, that's from training, into recovery in order to stay healthy throughout the season, or you get risk. So again, another somewhat punishing mechanic to the Road to Glory. That's a thumbs up. This is cool. Brand, the final piece, the NIL portion of Road to Glory, where you sign brand deal to boost your following, which is going to give you boost that could be very important in the transfer portal. They also have a cryotherapy business that helps you heal faster, requiring fewer points spent on the health section. That is really cool, especially if that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg, where you can get business work partnerships, if you will, that can end up boosting your stats. I imagine they'll have a Mexican supplement company, and you'll have more sprint speed and more strength throughout the week. The dynamic scenarios sound very similar to Madden, where you have to, things will pop up, and if you hit them, you're going to get a big boost. If you don't hit them, there's going to be punishing decisions that fall out from those. We have your game day. What do you got? Your coaching trust determined on play calling options, and for your quarterbacks, you can run a help out or audible. Your health will also impact play calling. A banged up quarterback won't get options called, and if you pile the wear and tear and not done what's needed during the week, allow your recovery. You'll be at risk of injury and diminishing stats. You got your red shirt here, which makes sense. Self-explanatory. The transfer portal will be available every offseason like in real life, and you'll work recruiting at the very beginning when you pick your team from the high school starting spot. They go by preference. I set up a one that goes academic, so his top school is Vandy. Nerds versus jocks entering itself here. So that's kind of cool. There's also a coaching carousel where your head coach might leave, which impacts coach trust with the new guy coming in. You might choose to follow your old coach to his new school. Love that dynamic. To really close it out, you can export your player from Road to Glory into Superstar mode in Madden. This could save Superstar mode in Madden. I hope Madden, for the love of God, takes the good that we're seeing in this. The removal of linear, go through the motion cutscene, and let's take Road to Glory and let's just repaint that. We always talk about it, and the big worry was, is this college football game just going to be a reskin of Madden? From the sounds of things, Madden Superstar mode, please just be kind of a reskin of Road to Glory. But that is pretty cool. The fact that you can import this, because the bad news is that this mechanic is not going to work in Dynasty mode. You are unable to export your draft classes from college football into Madden franchise mode, which is a bummer. We'll get into that in my review to Dynasty mode. But all in all, I would say that's definitely a win for this mode. If they didn't have this in, I think that'd be a huge thing people will be bitching and complaining about. So it kind of is what it is. I think the transfer portal is real interesting. I think the management of your time throughout the week, from your brand, your training, your health, and your positional battles, and your book learnings, I think that's a great mechanic. I think that they are speaking to the choir by not having a cut-heavy click through the cutscene type mode. That is a win. Really, my big negative, it's not even the positions. I get it. Those are just the most popular positions. It would be going above and beyond to add the niche kind of wonky positions. I'm fine with that. I just personally think you're hurting I would almost say, borderline say, significantly hurting the presentation of the mode as a whole by not having the high school journey aspect of it, and I would really like to know why they didn't do that. But ultimately, for Road to Glory mode, hype is high. I would say 8.7 out of 10 right now is where I'm at for how much I want to get in and play some Road to Glory. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about the news that has dropped to Road to Glory. Tell me what position you're going to be using. I know for me, probably going running back. What school you're going to go to. What star. Are you going to go cupcake? Are you going to make an absolute alien, 5-star, going to run through everyone type player? Love to know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Stay posted to the channel. We're going to quickly react to the Dynasty news as well. But generally, in closing, on Road to Glory, I'm hyped for it. I think that looks pretty damn good at face value right now. Can't wait to get my hands on it. So if it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Slowly working our way up to 170,000 subs. We'd love to hit that before College Football 25 drops. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Till then, it's your boy C4 saying peace out, love ya. Have a good one.